Yeah, you need to hit your ground strokes that way in order to get weight and power behind your shots. Papaya? So refreshing. 10 July 2024, 0937 hours Pacific Daylight Time. I'm here at the tennis club and I will be here pretty much all day today. In between my hitting sessions, I'm going to test out the Ride1Up REVV1 E-bike's communication system, which consists of a transceiver that's connected to Red's Engineering Simplex repeater model SRPT-03. And this is the location of Red's Engineering's Simplex repeater model SRPT-03 and the transceiver that's connected to the SRPT-03. So let's walk over to my office. This will be the first location that I will send a transmission out using the TID radio TD-TAC-H3 transceiver. The transmission will be sent to the transceiver that is connected to the Red's Engineering's SRPT-TAC-03 Simplex repeater. The transmission test from this location should be pretty straightforward.
WRUF 747, testing the Red's Engineering SRPT-TAC-03 Simplex repeater with the TID radio TD-TAC-H3 transceiver. Testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and test. WRUF 747 out.
This next test will be a lot more challenging because my Ride1Up REVV1 E-bike is parked in my paddock, and my paddock is made of concrete, steel, iron, and a bunch of other stuff, which makes it very difficult for a transceiver to receive and transmit radio waves out of this location. I'm going to take my TID radio TD-TAC-H3 transceiver outside and I'm going to do a distance test. I'm interested in the performance of the transceiver and the performance of the Red's Engineering SRPT-TAC-03 Simplex repeater under these conditions.
WRUF 747, 0.7 miles north of Red's Engineering SRPT-TAC-03 Simplex repeater. 1, 2, 3 test, 3, 2, 1, and test out. 747.
I knew propagation would be good at that last location because I had elevation. Even though I did not have LOS, the elevation compensated for the lack of LOS. Now I am going to a location that's a lot more challenging. I have hills in front of me, I have no elevation, and my distance increased. I am now 0.8 miles north of the paddock, which means I don't anticipate propagation will be any good. I'm going to end this test in a positive note. I increased my distance. I am now 0.9 miles north of the paddock. I increased my elevation and I have no hills. Propagation should be pretty good.
WRUF 747, testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and test. WRUF 747 out.
Today's test indicated that high elevation equals good propagation. But propagation, like I mentioned in my other video, is a funny thing. What works today might not work tomorrow. And tomorrow has arrived. 11 July 2024, 1000 hours Pacific Daylight Time. I did the same tests at the same locations as I did yesterday, and propagation degraded.
WRUF 747, location number 1, testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and test. WRUF 747, location number 1, out. WRUF 747, location and test. WRUF 747. WRUF 74 and test. WRUF 747, location number 3. WRUF 747, and test at location 3, out. WRUF 747, testing location number 3. Test 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. WRUF 747, and test location 3, out.
In the test video that you just saw, I disconnected the Reds Engineering SRPT-03 Simplex repeater. And the reason I made the disconnection is because the repeater has no relevance in reception of the transmission at the various locations. My purpose of the test video was to show that propagation can change, and propagation did change. The transceiver located inside the paddock cannot pick up my transmissions as clearly as the day before. I also moved the transceiver out to the garden just to see if it will work better outside, and the propagation was still not as good as the day before, inside the paddock or outside of the paddock. Now my Ride1Up REVV1 E-bike has a mobile GMRS communication system with the Reds Engineering SRPT-03 Simplex repeater and the transceiver that's connected to the SRPT-03. With this communication system, I've now extended the simplex range of my transceiver, which will enable me to communicate with my GMRS social network, my friends, my family, and my girlfriend while I'm riding my REV1 e-bike through the cities in which I live.